Are you ready for your next parable? It's a good one. It's about a pearl. Do you guys know about pearls? I wore my one and only pair of pearl earrings. And I love these earrings because my hubby got them for me. Mr. Chris, he got them for me, and I love the presents he gave me. I also love them because one of our TVC family members made them. One of our artisans, one of our people who make awesome things made them, and I got it at the Christmas market. Actually, Chris got them for me at the Christmas market. The other cool thing about pearls, do you know how they are made? They're not made in a factory, right? They're made inside of something. You guys know? We talked about it in the treasure tree a little bit too. Inside an oyster, a little drop of something that's not good gets in there, and the oyster covers it over, and it takes 3 years, and finally there's a beautiful pearl. Now, remember that when we start talking about this parable. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Let's see. In Matthew 13:45-46, it says, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a trader or a merchant," okay, someone who's selling things, "who was looking for fine pearls. He found one that was so very valuable. So he went away and sold everything he had so he could buy that one pearl." Now, this is kind of a cool parable because it has 2 answers. And guess what? Do you guys have sisters and brothers? Do you ever have like one's right and one's wrong? Probably not. You probably always agree, right? You always get along, especially during the summer, right? Well, what's cool about this parable is there's 2 answers and they're both right. Pretty cool? All right, so let's look at it one way. One way of looking at it is that Jesus is the merchant. All right, so let's say that Jesus is the merchant and he's looking for fine pearls. And when he finds one, well, I just so happen to have a bowl full of pearls. Now, don't worry. I know if we were in class, you would say, "Are those real pearls, Miss Shady?" No, they're not. They're pretend, but they're still kind of pretty, aren't they? All right, so if Jesus was out and he was looking for one pearl and he found it, he would go and he would give away everything else and pay the price for this one special pearl. Guess what that is trying to tell us? This pearl, guess who that's like? You. All right? Do you know that Jesus paid the price for you? He paid the price for me and your mom and your dad and your grandparents and your cousins and your sisters and brothers. But he would have done that. He would have gone to the cross for just you. And the cool thing about that is he paid the price. He gave everything away. He gave his life away for you. And he would do it for me. And the cool thing about these pearls is they're not all the same color, are they? Some are dark, some are light, some are really teeny tiny, and some are big and fat. Some are really smooth and beautiful, and some are kind of lumpy and funny looking. Guess what? Jesus paid that price for all of us. Each one of us. It doesn't matter if we're dark or light. It doesn't matter if we're smooth or lumpy. He paid the price, and he would do it for each one of us. That's what's cool about Jesus. It wasn't that he paid the price for, I'll just do it for all these kind of people. No, he took my sin, and he took your sin. Very individual. All right, do you get that one? All right, let's talk about lesson number 2. So lesson number 2 says, what if we were the merchants? Okay, we're going out and we're looking for the pearl. And so we go out and we're looking for the pearl. And what we find, when we find it, guess what? It's all we need. So we could sell everything we have because all we need is that one pearl, which is God, the kingdom of God. All right, all we really need is God, right? And so it says the merchant went out and sold everything. Now, is God telling us just to go out and sell everything? All you need is God? Not exactly. Let's talk about how that could work, okay? You know, there was a time probably when your grandparents were alive and out there, and some people would say, oh, we have to sell all my records, or I have to sell all my books, or I have to get rid of all these things. So here's the way I understand how Jesus is thinking about it. So these are some of my favorite shoes, okay? I was thinking about you guys when you come into class, and a lot of times you tell me about your teeth, You tell me about your shoes. Sometimes you have glow in the dark ones. Sometimes they're really sparkly. Sometimes they have rollers in them. Sometimes they're just really cool stripes. But almost every week I hear about somebody's new shoes. So I thought I would use shoes. So this is one of my favorite pair of shoes because it's got roses on it, and I love flowers, you know. But what if I love these shoes so much that I spent more time thinking about how I look than time I spent with Jesus? What do you think of that? Is that a good idea? No. If I was so concerned about how I looked and about these shoes and how cool they were, I would need to throw them out because I don't want to have anything that keeps me not focused on Jesus. All right? So distraction. This keeps me distracted. Get it out of here. All right. What about you guys? I was thinking about this because there's another thing I hear about a lot. Games. All right, Isaiah just got these. I said, Isaiah, can I borrow your game because it's new? He goes, actually, it's very old. So it's like an old vintage thing. But you guys have cool games. I hear about your games all the time. Do you spend more time talking to God or playing games? Does the games and things you play, does that distract you like that picture falling down distracted me for a second? All right? Don't let the things that you're playing and the things you do distract you. Spend more time. If they distract you so much you can't spend time with God, toss them away. I'm not going to toss these because Isaiah would cry if I broke his things. And then here's another one. I'm in Isabel's apartment today, and I don't know if you could see how many books she has behind, but it's so many books. And on the other wall, there's so many books, so many that she's like, Dad, can you build me some more bookshelves? So many books. But this is a really special book to her. This is her favorite ever. It's called A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline Engel. I recommend it if you haven't read it. It's an awesome book. Anything by Madeline Engel for mommies, daddies, kids, whatever. Awesome books. But this is her favorite. And it was such a favorite that when she turned 16, her really close friend, Josiah, went and found a first edition for her. So this is not just any old book. Like she's got lots of books. This is a special book. But if Bella cared more about this book and about reading this book than spending time with Jesus, that's when we have to throw that away, okay? So when the parable's talking about selling everything, getting everything away, and just focusing on the one thing, we want that one pearl or that one thing to be God, right? We want it to be Jesus. Last thing. Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. Time. What do you spend your time on? How much time do we spend thinking about God, thanking God? I love that we've been having our Thankful Thursday. I love hearing what you guys are thankful for. Make sure we're spending as much time thinking about God, talking to God, thanking God, as much time doing that as we do all the other things that distract us in life. All right, if we do that, then we're all focused, right? We're all doing a great job. So, hey, as we end up, I just wanted to make sure you guys thought about a couple of these things. I wrote this down, and I kind of wanted to read it to you. You know, we heard about how Aslan is not always safe, but always good. I want you to think about that in reflection on this parable, okay? It's like everything that we have, it's not always what we should be focusing on, but we should always be focusing on God, who is always good. All right? And so this is what I wrote for you guys. It says, we need to learn to be so grateful, feel so blessed, so inspired, and called into action to love and to serve and to worship God, because the pearl, the great gift that he's given to us, is Jesus. Jesus found us. That's how we talked about in the first explanation. And we found him. As we talked about in the second explanation. That pearl, Jesus, we want to focus on him. So I hope you will spend your week that way. I hope you'll spend your week checking in with us, listening to the word, listening to Narnia, spending time with your moms and dads. But make sure that the time you spend, the thing that you focus on, that one pearl, is time spent with Jesus. Can we do that? I know you can. I love you guys and I miss you so much. So I hope I will get to see you soon. Send me some pictures. If you did our little craft that we did on Saturday, I would love to see a picture of your Aslan. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.